Welcome.
It does sound like a service, doesn't it?
Last week was the Kiss the Bride.
Welcome, everyone, to the Roses Are Red podcast with my co-host Sam I Am and AC. I also want to mention this disclaimer that this is all on our opinions and some that we've done our research on the internet, and please don't take our opinions for it. Make your own decisions on what we talk about tonight. And tonight we are going to talk about a case that's called the Lover Stalker Killer. So this has been an interesting one. It's been a very interesting one. And if you're new to our podcast, please follow and subscribe and leave us a comment on here. And if you're returning, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. So this story is based on in a story in Sam's town.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. When we happened upon the Netflix documentary, Dave and I was like, I heard this is good, and I clicked on it, and then all of a sudden, news anchors from Omaha. I was like, holy shit, what's going on here? I had no idea it was from here. I've lived here. I was here in the time frame it was going on, but I didn't fucking watch the news. So it was pretty interesting to be like, holy shit, this happened in my town. Oh my gosh. I mean, crazy.
Very, very interesting. And it makes you open your eyes on a lot of things that you're like, shit. You know, like, did you ever have something like this in your life? Did you come across somebody? Did you know somebody? Could you think that maybe, you know, a neighbor, a friend could be this type of person?
Right.
You know, so
yes, the answer is yes. The more I look at true crime and the more I watch these documentaries, because my wife is super into it as well. So, AC giving red roses to Sam.
Sure.
Sure.
All in one sentence. But the more I look at this stuff and the more I, hear stuff that my wife talks to me about and all that, and especially now diving in every week. Oh, totally. All good. So it doesn't surprise, nothing surprises me anymore. So women are diabolical. I'm going to put that on the table as the only man here. I'm going to put
men can be too, though. I mean, let's be real.
In a small sample size, I'm not a true crime expert or anything, but in the small sample size that I've been studying this and other things, I've also, again, consulted my wife about it. It is mostly women who are the ones that lay out like the long game plan.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I'm going to get you 5 years from now, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, you have the time. You're willing to invest it. We just quick gratification. We're like, is it done? Let's go. You know, like, as you will see in this, I think this person that we're going to talk about today, the guy, he's pretty simple. I think he lays out the plan, what he wants to do. Wasn't anything out of the ordinary. So, like, I don't know.
And I have to say, to start off, I mean, I commend him for being so honest and open. This is what I want. This is what, you know what I mean? This is what I want out of these things. And we'll delve into that. But, I mean, he wasn't shysty about it. You know, there's plenty of people out there that are like, I'm going to pretend I want this, but I actually don't. You know what I mean? So,
and if I could say,
yeah.
I think it's really, to not give anything away, I think it's really the story of like, this is what I want as a man. If you can handle it, let's hang out.
Yeah.
That really the story of women going, yeah, I'll say that I just want something non-committal and casual, but I can turn him into something long-term.
I mean, most women think that way.
Right. Yeah. And some men do. Some men think that way too, where they think and they hope that the woman will change, you know? So
just happy
I didn't say all, I just said some, okay?
We're just happy. You guys are like, you know what? I'm going to change this motherfucker to the core. I'm going to intrinsically change who he is.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Dave can long game with him. No, he can.
Now that I am.
So let's dive right into the story. So this story takes place in Omaha, Nebraska, and it's a gentleman named David Krupa?
Krupa, yes.
Krupa. He comes from a loving family. He was born in 1976. His parents were married for over 40 years. Perfect family, from South Dakota. Then he decided to move to Colorado to serve 2 years in the National Guard and got a degree in automotive. So he's, very
Kind of
educated, comes from a good
salt of the earth, kind of normal guy. Yeah.
normal guy. But he never wanted a stable relationship. He wanted to have his fun, right?
You didn't believe in marriage, right?
He didn't. Yeah, it was marriage that was the biggest thing. That he was just like, I can be with you, but I'm never gonna marry you.
Yeah, he thought being married was being tied down, like that was the end, and his parents brought him right. His parents brought him up in a Christian church with values and, everything that a parents, want to install in their kids, right? His parents did that, but he didn't see that. His mom, he didn't want what his mom and dad had, you know. Um so then he started a relationship with a coworker named Amy, and he didn't get married. They got together. They were married for about 12 years, had 2 children, a boy and a girl, and then they moved. She basically put her life on hold to do what he wanted to do. Amy put her life on hold. She wanted more children. He didn't want any more kids. He went and got his woohoo cut.
That sounds really bad. He got a vasectomy.
He did get a vasectomy. his hoo-hoo. My nana used to call it a hoo-hoo. That's hilarious.
His hoo-hoo cut. You got a vasectomy. Probably a smart thing to do.
So, it's going to be a great story.
It's awesome.
So Amy did everything to please Dave. Everything that he wanted, they moved. She basically put everything on hold for him. So then after a couple years she realized in 2011 that it wasn't for her. What she wanted wasn't the same looks that he was looking at, and what he wanted wasn't the same thing she was looking at. So they decided to separate. She moved to a town outside, just on the borderline of Omaha, Nebraska.
It'd be Council Bluffs.
Yes. And
right down the river.
And he moved
right across the river.
Right across the river. And he moved to Omaha, Nebraska to be closer to his kids, which is a good thing. Like what parents should do. Their divorce was a little bit on the rocks. It wasn't perfect divorce, but he did try for his kids. He did do that. Then he got a job at 35, and he was very happy. He looked very happy because he was finally free, as what he thought. He didn't have to have the commitment to anybody. He could do whatever he wants, sleep with whoever he wanted, come home, do whatever he wanted. The perfect bachelor life. And a lot of women liked what he had to offer because he was upfront and honest about it. He kept telling everybody, "Look, I don't want this. I don't want that. I just want to have fun." So a lot of women attracted that. He was funny. He was educated, and he brought a lot to the table, but he just didn't want that commitment. He also he looked at different dating apps. He looked at Tinder. He looked at different types, but all these paid subscription ones are more of looking for a commitment. A lot of the people who join these apps, that's what they want, is a commitment, because they're paying money to find a commitment.
And Tinder back then was more for college kids to hook up. It wasn't so much for a 35-year-old man to get on there. And they were like, no, not you, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, not that one.
Yeah.
So then he found this website called Plenty of Fish.
Thanks.
And Plenty of Fish is where he ended up finding a couple women he was dating, and he was on a roll for a while, from my understanding.
He was all about it, right? He was distributing it.
Fucking different girl every night. As it's not soil your wild oats, it's sowing your wild oats. But yes, so he was like, I'm here. I'm down to I'm down to hang out. I want some good company, but I'm not gonna commit. Right.
And he was very honest to everybody he saw. He never misled them to something that they weren't going to have. He was very
I
upfront and honest.
I commend him for that. Honestly, I mean, some man or woman, people go out there and they're like, they may say, I don't want to commit, but then they do, or they give you the illusion that, oh, you could get me at some point, but they're really never going to settle down. So for him to be like, you know what, up front, I'm going to tell you right away, we are not moving in together. We are not going to get serious. If you're down to, fool around and have a good time, I'm down for that too.
Yeah. He was very honest. He ended up coming across a young, not young, a woman that kind of sparked his interest. Kind of like, hey, and her name was we know her as Liz, but her real name is you know what? I didn't write that down.
Shayla?
Shauna.
Shauna?
It's Shauna Elizabeth
Shauna?
Goyler.
Goyler.
It was awful.
And she was 37. So, it was right up at his age. They're right there. They hit it off. They went out to eat. He thought that she was the most beautiful thing. She had the big tatas. She
was different from what he had been with before. She was short, petite, had tattoos.
Music, I think, like that was a thing too, right?
Strange. Yeah.
They like the same kind of music, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard.
Yes.
And kind of brought his confidence back because there was at one point that he was feeling down, like he
was in a dry spell, right?
Yeah, he kind of felt like, okay, maybe this wasn't for me. I made a mistake. I let my family down. I let my kids down. I let Amy, which was his wife, down. And when Liz came into the picture, it kind of sparked up a sparked his little interest in his, in getting back in.
Quite literally. Sorry.
All the dick appointment.
Oh, he had nothing to worry about. I mean, he had it already to do. So,
well, right. And yeah, so enter Liz. They go out on a date. They laugh. They have fun. She's vibrant. She's, by his own words, kinky. You know what I mean? Yeah. They get to do things. It took him although it did take him till their fifth date to even kiss, and then that kiss led to ending up in the sack. He had a group of he dated a lot. He would go on dates all the time. However, he did have a group of like a certain few. Those are the ones he was having sex with. She and he had sex 2 to 3 times a week. And so, you know what I mean? So it was pretty regular, you know what I mean? But still casual, you know what I mean?
Casual. Yeah.
It's a good job, bud.
It's a good job.
Yeah.
And it took him 5 dates. 5 dates for him to, say, okay.
Weird.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
A lot. Dude,
so
but
much.
If we're not if there's no heavy petting by 3, we have a problem. I've done something wrong.
I mean, if you don't fuck before the first date, I mean, what are you doing? How do you even know you want to continue to date?
Yeah,
shit, then I lived in a hole for a long time.
I may or may not be speaking from experience.
And they went on and they started dating, and but he wasn't interested in her because
not long term.
Because
Go ahead.
he was in his words, he says she didn't have the conversations, like intelligent conversations that he wanted to have. He wanted to have something like they could watch, a movie or a documentary or something, and they would have a good conversation. He didn't have that with her.
She was a dum-dum.
She was only good for the bed.
Pretty much. I mean, she was fun and made him laugh, but all in all, there was no substance, is what he felt.
That's his word, yeah. Substance, which is hardcore fucking burn, dude. Those of you don't have enough substance for something, like, be like, fuck, I got to get some substance.
Right. How do I do that?
Like, oh, wow, I feel so bad about that.
Right.
So they dated for about 3 months, my understanding.
Well, yeah, I mean, they continued to
On
date
and off.
on and off. And then all along, he is going on dates with other women. He's meeting other women. He is kind of, going through it all. And he's still open to meeting new people. He does want to find somebody, even though if they're not serious, find somebody with the substance that is going to challenge him, right? So he's working, and he works in this automotive. It's a tire place, I
He's a
believe.
mechanic, dude.
Yeah, he's a mechanic, but I think he's doing oil changes or whatever. And
Call him an automotive like an automotive intent, like I don't know. It's just like tutor mechanic.
right, he's a mechanic. Well, I mean, he was in a tire shop when he first got there, so I don't know where he was working at the time this happened, but he was at work, and this woman pulls up
Before the first date. When I ask you out on the date on the phone, we have to do phone sex, and then
and then you can move on to second base.
Okay, so he's working, and this Ford Explorer pulls up, and this woman gets out, and he's like, "Oh my god, this woman's gorgeous!" Right? He's at work, so he doesn't feel like he's going to hit on her at this point. But they have a good conversation. He's like, "I want to get to know this woman," and enter Carrie, right?
Yep.
So he's been dating other women, but he's been with Liz. But this woman, Carrie, walks in. And he's like, she's got it put together. And so he kind of forgets about her because he is at work and he doesn't feel like it's appropriate because she is a customer. So he gets back on Plenty of Fish and sees her profile, and he messages her and goes, "I know you." And she's like, "Yeah, you do." And
she wasn't interested, right? In the beginning, she was like, "This." She told a friend she wasn't interested in him,
right? And then she came back and brought her car back in, and they really kind of hit it off. And he asked her out on a date, and they went, I believe, to Applebee's, if I remember.
Take mine.
Yeah. That's such a Midwestern thing to do.
I'm kind of like, if I'm really attracted to you, I'm taking the girl to Applebee's.
I mean, they probably had dollar margaritas or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they had great conversation. And he goes, "Why don't you come back over to my place?" And as they get it back over there, Carrie goes, "Hold on. I don't want any commitment. You good with that?" He's like, "Oh, you are the perfect woman."
For a living, Sam.
Huh?
What you do for a living?
Oh, she thank you. She was actually a computer programmer. She was highly intelligent. Initially, when they had their date, they had wonderful conversation, and she, had the substance or whatever, to
the stuffing.
the stuff. She could have that intellectual, tantalizing conversation with him and challenge him because they were, equals, right? In his mind. And they were. She was very intelligent and, witty. They laughed. They had a great time. And at the end of their date, he goes, "Let's, why don't you come back over to my place?" So they did.
And she was like, "Look, if we do this, just remember,
no strings."
He was like, "Oh."
But for the first time, but for a moment there in the documentary, I told myself, wow, if the tables are turned and now it's reversed, like he doesn't really want anything to do with any commitment with any girl, including Liz. And now he kind of meets a girl that has everything he wants, but he could see long term that, man, we'd want, something to be longer term with this woman. She's great.
Right.
Now she's telling him, pump the brakes. I don't want to do anything like long term. So it's kind of like roles reverse, right?
Right. And almost a challenge, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're told, "Hey, wait," but let's see where it goes. We're not gonna have any, we're no strings. We're gonna just see where it goes. Blah blah blah. First date though, right? So she goes back to his place, and all of a sudden he does get a text from he's getting calls and texts from Liz. She's like, "Hold on, I left something at your place. I'd like to come get it." And he was like, "Are you kidding me right now? No, I'm on a date." You're kind of cock blocking me here, right?
Hard.
Finally, he's like, fine. And he tells Carrie everything. He's like, listen, I've been dating this other girl. Obviously there's no strings here. I'm dating somebody. I've been dating multiple people. She did leave something over here. She has to get it. She's like, that's fine. We'll talk tomorrow. Not a big deal. So he walks her down. Liz is at the door. They meet eyes for maybe 10 seconds, right? Liz goes home and, sorry, I said that backwards. Carrie goes home. Liz goes up and gets her shit and leaves. And he's still thinking about Carrie. So he called Carrie. He's like, hey, she's gone. She's like, why don't you come over to my place? So he does. They have a nice night. And they start seeing each other. Yeah.
And Carrie, she also comes from a good family. She's had a son. She had a son,
she has a
too, and
she's a single mom.
Had single mom. Got married very young, got divorced, and moved on, and that's why she didn't want to have any commitments because she'd also just gotten out of the relationship she was in.
Yeah, she's like, screw that. I'm a single mom. I don't really want to introduce you to my kid. You know what I mean? That's honestly in dating. When I was a single mom, it took me a minute.
Oh yeah, it took me a minute.
What were you gonna
say? But I already had the eye on my prize though. What I wanted.
I agree.
It just took a little bit, but I already knew what I wanted. That was
true.
Mr. Rose.
Yeah, I was very forward with Dave. Very forward. Took him off guard. Yeah, I think as women, we have been stalked.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It happens. Oh, Jesus, David.
But
that's got to be a horrible thing, right? Like, obviously, I mean, as a guy, that would be rough to have a stalker. I mean, I kind of felt that way once or twice, but like to put him in the category of stalker, you guys had. I mean, that's got to be rough. Like to always feel like there's somebody potentially watching you. It's wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
It's the most craziest feeling ever.
Mm-hmm.
I've had my fair share, and it's creepy to go down to the store and think they got to keep looking behind your back, and stuff. But then on another point where my daughter went on a website to find her husband that she's with now, and I helped with that. We'll tell that story for another day, but it could have gone totally different way. Like I was explaining to both of you, I was like, what if it would have been completely opposite? He would have been like some,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it could have gone. Yes, they were. I mean, it is crazy. I mean, I've dated people that I've broken up with that randomly show up at places I am, or randomly still to this day send a text on a birthday like, oh, blah blah blah, I know what you're thinking. You're like, no, you don't.
Boy,
you fucking don't.
Okay.
We're not all that connected. You know what I mean? And so I mean, it does get a little crazy, but no, for really at this point, everything's hunky dory. With Dave and Carrie, he's still kind of seeing Liz, but not as much. That he really kind of friend zones her a little bit. You know what I mean? He likes her. She's fun, but Carrie's kind of getting his attention at this point. Realize as they're going through getting to know each other, it's only been they've been seeing each other a couple weeks, but he realizes her actual job is about a half mile from his apartment, and she has this big project she's doing, but she lives in a small town in Iowa, about an hour commute from Omaha. And he goes, you know what, I know we're no strings, but if you want to crash here while you're doing your project, because it's easier for you to get to work, and you can just come home, do your come to my place, do your work, you're not moving in. And she's like, no, I'm not fucking moving in, but yes, thank you for letting me crash here. So she's got this big project that she's doing for work. She's been there about a week. In the morning, she's up before he is, putting the final details on her project. he gives her a kiss. Thinks she looks adorable doing all of her work. Oh, I'm so proud of you. You're awesome. You've got this drive. And he goes to work, not thinking anything of it. And randomly, he gets a text from her that says, "We should move in together." And he's like, "No." And he was really kind of like, "You know this. I'm just going to say that because you're fucking with me, right?"
Right. We talked about this.
We talked about this. You said this first. All right. And so shortly after he says no, he gets a barrage of texts like, "Fuck you. You fucked me over. You'll never fucking see me again. It's fine. I'm already fucking somebody else." And he's like, "Who the fuck is this?
Right.
Why is this happening?" So he goes home that night from work. All of her shit's gone. She's never, it's like she was never there.
Wow.
Never there.
Freaked out. She said,
Yeah.
"Let's move in together." A couple minutes after he left for work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Normal.
And can you imagine, you just left somebody and all of a sudden it's like saying, "You know what? Let's just go get married tomorrow. That's it. We're done." I don't know. I think that just go do it. Get it done.
Well, it's kind of out of left field. He's like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And he thought she was joking. He's like, "No, you know this." And then all of a sudden she's like, "Motherfucker, fuck you. You're not even cool. Fuck off." You know what I mean? "I'm done." And he's like, "Whatever, fine." And then they thought, well, he's a little sad about it because she's a cool chick. But then he's like, if she's going to be like this,
yeah, maybe she's
bye, Felicia.
Happening right now. Good Lord, chill out.
Yeah.
Well, and he I was gonna say something. I just drew a blank.
It's okay.
Damn it, I forgot. Because she was like, she didn't want any commitment at first. She told him, "I don't want any commitment. I don't want nothing."
Huh?
And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, she kind of throws him a left field and says, "Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
which is really psychotic and really like bipolar and a little bit dissociative,
well,
Yeah.
and then she was diagnosed bipolar.
Yes. Which, yeah. So she that was found out later.
No, well, I was just prefacing that, like, that action
that was very much a bipolar
Oh.
thing. Yeah. She was like, 180. Never mind. I lied. I want to be
for a guy. I'm like, is this like you said? Is this chick gonna keep doing this? I'm not gonna stick around for this. Like, that guy is my age and he's pretty much around and long enough to know like the signs are there. Split quick and before anything forms or just ghost.
He was a little bummed, but he was like, "Fuck that! At least she showed her true colors. Now I'm over it." So a few days or whatever goes by, he doesn't think about it, and then all of a sudden he gets slammed with "fuck you," all these texts. Go, be with whoever, blah, blah, blah. I don't have the actual text. But as they're going through it, Liz actually reaches out to him and goes, "Who the fuck is Carrie? And why am I getting these texts?" Because she's now texting Liz and saying, "You can have him," or, "You're a fucking whore. You're just Dave's whore, blah, blah, blah."
So this computer software chick, the smart chick, the chick that was all about, his like type of girl is the one that's flipping out now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So fast forward. So Liz and her have had a 10-second, I see you in the eye. We're passing through. Liz is going up to get her shit. Carrie's going home. They've only had this minuscule bit of communication or time in front of each other. Yeah.
They didn't even speak from my understanding.
No, they didn't even speak. Now, Carrie is going off on Liz and going off on Dave. And by this happening to both of them, it kind of brings them together. Like, they started calling her Crazy Carrie because daily,
stalking both of them, right?
Yes, she is stalking both of them. She is barraging them with texts. "Fuck you. I don't. He never liked you. He, blah blah blah. To him, you're with that whore, and I need you, to be with me, and all these things."
What a crazy bitch.
Well, she also started texting
She,
Liz too,
yes, that's what I'm saying.
and
Yes.
and doing like crazy text to her, but
Yes.
they've never exchanged any words. They
Hmm.
didn't even, not even a phone number, not even a hello.
Right. So how, I
How
mean,
did she
to
get?
me, I'm like, yeah. But I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. I mean, the crazy fucking begets crazy, right?
Right.
Diabolical. Also, at this time, Carrie doesn't show up to work. That day that she I want to move in, she doesn't show up to work. She texts her mom and says, "Hey, I've taken a job in Kansas City or in Kansas. I'm going to move. Um, See you later. You've got my kid for a minute. Bye."
That was
She,
right? One state over.
yeah, down. She's moved to Kansas. Yeah, Kansas is below. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was actually Kansas City, Kansas, not Kansas City, Missouri, but they're both below us. Uh, but I've got this other job. I'm going to take it. Blah blah blah. Text her mom. Hey, guess what? I'm selling all my shit. Somebody's bought it. I need you to let them in the house. Mom's like, you sure? Mom's like, but, and one of the things is she had called her mom almost every day. Mom's taking care of her son, and her mom's like, hold on, why aren't you calling me?
And her
But,
mom didn't really worried about it too much, right? Because there was a wedding, the brother's wedding was going to come up,
mm-hmm,
and so she promised her son that she was going to take her son to this wedding.
yep,
And so the mom was like, "Well, I'm going to see her in a couple of days, so no big deal. I'm just not going to worry about it."
How old
yes,
is the son? The son's like 15.
yes, he's 15 at this time, so he's a freshman in high school. Um, So one of the things that she did is so Dave and Liz are starting to get, hanging out a little bit more. I mean, as they're sitting together watching TV, they each get texts from Carrie. I know you're fucking there, Liz. Fuck you, um, Dave. I know you're with that fucking whore. Why couldn't you be with me? Sorry. So literally they're getting texts at the same time. At one point she had emailed Dave a picture of Liz bound up and duct taped
What?
in a trunk of a
What?
car.
Mhm.
Yes, bound and duct taped in a
Yeah.
trunk of a car.
Okay, normal. I mean,
Yeah.
don't kink shame me.
And she goes, and it's Carrie emailing Dave going, I'm gonna it was a fake obituary actually, that said I didn't know her very well, but I did know she was a whore.
Huh.
And she's like, this is Liz, blah blah blah. So Dave calls Liz and he goes, dude, you okay? You alive? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. He's like, okay, this is weird.
Email that like you are not too okay.
Yeah, I got an email, looks a lot like you, but good thing you're good. So this all started happening November of 2012. They go through Christmas. Uh, Carrie's mom's getting a little bit, I don't know. She's like, what's going on? I know my daughter's been diagnosed with bipolar. I know she's been said to have these things happen, or, things are happening. She's talked to the police and filed a missing persons report because nobody's seen her since the day that she said, fuck you, Dave. I want to move in and you don't want to. Right.
And the thing that her mom filed a police report is because her father had passed away,
Yeah. And
and he
she didn't
didn't
even
go.
go.
She
Yeah.
didn't go to the funeral and her son's graduation. She didn't even come to her son's graduation.
Well, that's a little further.
Or is that further down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he's still 15 right now.
Okay.
So yeah, so I mean, all this is happening, but mom's like, nobody's paying attention to me. Honestly, because of the threats that she has put onto Liz, they've actually got a warrant out for Carrie now, right?
Oh wow.
She's sent emails, she's threatened, she's sent these pictures to Dave of what looks to be Liz. She's threatened her life, but she has gotten a stalking charge. Through all of this, there's been a couple of times where she's texted Dave saying, I'm out. I now live in the apartment complex you do.
Oh my
I
God.
can see you. I'm standing outside. I know what you're doing with that whore.
Yeah.
I see the women you have in your home, and he goes to fucking find her and he's thinking, if I fucking find you, I'm going to probably kill you. I'm
Right.
so fucking tired of this. I'm so tired of this. But throughout it, because of both her barraging Liz and Dave, they've grown a little bit closer. They're hanging out now. He
Yep.
feels like he has to protect Liz,
Right.
right?
It's his fault, really. I mean,
It
I
is. I
remember
mean,
in one state, she's reported missing, and in another state, she's wanted.
got a warrant. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
two different stories, but it's the same person. So one, they're looking for her because they're missing and they're concerned. The mom,
Well,
and in another
yeah.
one, she's going batshit crazy.
Right.
Well, mom goes, I know my kid. There's really never been a day she hasn't called me. I know that, the last I heard she was going to be in Omaha for a week. She's had this big project and now where the fuck is she? Right. 5 months after, mom reported her missing and all of this happened, uh, mom got a call and the police got a call from a homeless shelter saying, I think she's here. And so
What?
mom went there, police went there, they were gonna arrest her. Turns out it wasn't her, or it wasn't her. The person they thought it was didn't fit the description. She had reached out to friends and said, "Oh, I should come home. I want to come home now." But when the friend was like, "Okay, I'll help you," she was like, "Nah, never mind." You know what I mean? Um, her her son has reached out to her, saying, why aren't you here? I missed you. You're my mom. It's just been us, those types of things. Yet she's still barraging Liz and Dave with all of these emails, texts. She had broken into Liz's home and wrote something about your Dave's whore or something like that. She stole a check from old checks from Liz from an account that had been closed for a while. But Liz did file a report. That's one reason she had the warrant, because she stole those checks. I mean, there is so much going on. Dave's shop was vandalized.
My God.
Yeah, the cars were keyed.
Yes.
Carrie keyed their cars.
Yeah.
Then she plastered on his work. He was a woman beater,
Dave
and he
beats
was
women. Yeah.
yeah,
That's fake,
and
by the way.
he was really embarrassed because this is at his work. This is his job. Like, he was
He's like,
embarrassed,
fuck, man,
you
what is
know.
going on?
So he's like, he calls the cops,
Well,
and
and not only was it Liz that was targeted. I mean, Dave continued. He's like, I know I'm being stalked, and I'm kind of digging this Liz chick because we kind of have this common ground now. But I'm gonna still fucking go out there and date. So there was a couple of women he met that he became Facebook friends with, that she would send messages to. Do you know he has herpes? Do you have this? Blah blah blah.
Did you know,
And
by the way, that he has herpes?
and then they're like, sorry, Dave, not gonna fucking be with you.
she was a beautiful lady. I mean, look at her. She
Gorgeous
doesn't
woman.
look. She doesn't look batshit crazy to me. Like,
No.
I don't.
She was a good friend of mine, his wife. Yeah, like one of my best friend's wife, Monica. She's also my very good friend. And it's weird. I was watching. I was like, oof, that picture. I was like, ooh, Monica. But she's not.
I mean, there's a few pictures in the documentary that I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? Looks like she could be a model or whatever. So fast forward. So this happened. All of the initial onset happened November 2012. August of 2013. So we're 9 months into this all.
My God.
Liz's, 9 months. I mean, you'd think it'd be done by now. 9 months though. Liz's house gets caught on fire.
Fire.
No, Liz wasn't there. Her kids weren't there, but her pets were. Right. Police show up the police and the firefighters go, this is probably arson. This was not an accident. Thank God you weren't here. So, I mean,
so this is crazy. So house catches fire, arson, already a fucking obviously felony, right?
right.
To the
Yes.
max. And then pets die, which is also a felony, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
This woman is like, she's forging checks, she's on the run,
Yes.
she's killing dogs, she's doing arson for a guy, for Dave, which we just showed. Damn, I can't even get a call back. God damn.
Right.
God damn. My DMs are dry and this guy's fucking getting houses burned down for him. Shit. He burned me a house down. You wanna play this?
Yes.
The fire was all about?
Yes, let's do it.
Police force mobilized. I don't know.
And at this point, they interviewed Liz, and she was like, "Well, there's this chick Carrie that's been sending all this shit." She was saying, this has been happening. I've been threatened. I'm pretty sure this is her. You know what I mean? She just said she wished she'd go away. Go away, Liz, or go away, Carrie. Just fucking go away. Sorry, I'm a little dyslexic. I words are hard today.
Yeah.
It's like, when you call your kids the name of the other kid. That's kind of how I feel right now.
I was mixing them up the whole time. Like I said, my wife had to remind me. And yes, I am married, Jamie. Thank you so much. It was more work for the joke.
Jokes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Serious.
When you're married, there's no jokes anymore.
Right.
So, she had to remind me exactly who these people were. I get mixed up. There's Amy. It's just kind of these generic names that I was like,
well, yeah. I mean,
yeah. I was like, it could be anybody. So I was mixing them all up.
And you can find this on YouTube. You can find it on Netflix. There is a book out. It's called A Triangle's Web or A Tangle's Web.
What's a Tangled Web?
So, if you guys are interested to, read further into it, these are some of the places you can find it. There's plenty of stories on it on YouTube, and 2020 did a big story on it.
Also titled A Tangled Web. Because they had the writer of that, the true crime. Holy moly.
And what's the newspaper called in Omaha?
The World Herald.
The World Herald?
Yes.
The World was that blowing up? Do you remember reading about this? Are you a World Herald reader?
I'm not. Who reads the paper anymore? I'm sure my parents did. Yeah. Again, I didn't watch the news back then. I mean, I was 2012. I was 32 years old. You know what I mean? 32, 33. I was, my kids were young. I was going, I was single, and the news was not at the forefront of my mind. When news came on, I was putting my kids to bed. My youngest was like, "Don't put anything scary on, Mom." You know what I mean?
News.
I'm surprised I didn't know about it at this point. You know what I mean?
I was just wondering.
And honestly, I'm surprised. I mean, Omaha's a city, but it's kind of like a small town too. Does that make sense? A lot of people know each other, and I'm surprised I haven't run into one of these people, especially because of Dave Krupa's profession.
Right.
My ex-husband and Dave, my Dave, have all been in the automotive business before with the dealerships of the within town. We even know a guy who is a manager now of the Toyota dealership that Dave Krupa worked at. We actually tried to reach out and say, "Do you know this guy?" So
hard hitting.
Now is Omaha the same way as they show it on the movie?
No, not in the Lover Stalker Killer. No, everything in that show, I was like, you make us look like a little podunk town. Because honestly, there are parts of Omaha where they were showing his shop when he was walking out of it and whatever. I'm pretty sure that's where he is now. It's in a part of town called Florence, or it could be in our South area. We have a stock area. It looks very much of those older parts of town, but that's not how we are. Those are just little parts of town, little small towns within our city. But yeah, we're not as podunk as it made us look.
So that was
You
one
guys
of
are
the
making-
questions I wanted to ask. Was the town just portrayed just as it was in the movie?
I wish they would have. No, I wish they showed some shots of downtown, but I wish they would have actually showed a little bit more of the actual city. And you know, we're a normal little city here. Goodness gracious. Yeah. So fire. What I found interesting is in the Netflix documentary. Shortly after the fire, they said Liz moved to a different town, which was just across the river in Council Bluffs. They didn't quite go into that. And they made it sound as if Liz and Dave didn't really talk much after that, right? But then you go into the 2020 documentary of it, and they did maintain contact afterwards because he did feel like he had to protect her, you know.
Yeah.
Guilty as fuck. He brought all his crap on
He's
her.
like, fuck, I have to make sure you're okay, even if we're, you know, just buddy, you know. But it had forged this bond between them, you know. Again, he felt like he had to protect, and she was like, oh, this is happening to us. I mean, they nicknamed her Crazy Carrie, for Pete's sakes, you know.
Jeez. Yeah.
So I
And
don't know.
well, besides they had great intimacy. That was
Yeah.
also another thing. He really enjoyed being in bed with her.
He did.
That was he liked that little kinky side of her. He didn't like the part that he couldn't have a conversation with her, but this kind of brought them together where he kind of overlooked it and they, you know, kind of hit it off a little bit
was in
more
the
and
long
hung
term.
out a little bit more.
I mean,
Mhm.
They didn't get together. They weren't a couple.
But Liz did want more, even though she did say she was content with just spending time together. She's like, if I don't have him in this way, I'm fine if we're just friends. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's what she was telling people, at least.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what she wanted people to think.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So all of this happens. Throughout it all, I mean, there's still continuing emails, texts. It almost becomes a way of life. But Dave is always looking over his shoulder. Liz is always looking over her shoulder. So much so where his kids are now starting to be threatened. His ex, Amy, is now, in the mix within these emails and texts and things.
Amy.
Yeah. Amy is his.
No,
Amy's
Amy,
Amy's baby's mama.
Right.
baby mama,
Yeah.
the main one.
But now Amy's
Yeah.
back. That's like shocking.
Well, they're always together. I mean, not together, but they're co-parenting. But now kids are being brought into it. He's like, fuck. So he buys a gun. He's like, I got to protect my family.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially after the fire. If she's going to go to the lengths of setting my fuck buddy's house on fire, I should probably get a gun, right?
No
So
question.
he buys a gun. He actually said his dad helped him buy the gun, which I found was odd.
Right? That was kind of weird.
Did he have a conviction?
Ellen.
Maybe. I don't know. It didn't say. And I don't really care. But his dad helped him buy a gun. It was a Smith & Wesson 9mm.
Who isn't?
Huh?
Who isn't a felon? Come on.
Right?
Try.
So he buys this gun. And shit's still getting kind of crazy. And then all of a sudden, the gun goes missing. Right? He does report it missing. He reports it stolen. And at this point, let me go back a little bit. The case has gone cold in Omaha. They have written off Carrie as she's off of her meds. Sorry, guys. She's off of her meds.
Mhm.
She's bipolar. She's stalking, but we can't fucking find her, so we can't arrest her. So it's gone cold. They're really, they've written off all the meantime, Carrie's mom is like, listen, there's something off. My my daughter is missing. I've not seen her in years now. I mean,
that's imagine just picking up and moving, leaving your kid and going, and then not hearing whoever. Like, come on.
I don't even call her. She doesn't even call me. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, the woman Carrie had called her mom every day. She, she has this child that she loves. She's been a great single mom. She's really, loves her kid. But when Carrie had Max, her son, they had diagnosed her as bipolar, but she was going through a shitty breakup with Max's dad. She just had a baby, so it could have been postpartum. Carrie's mom goes, maybe she is misdiagnosed, but the cops go, nope, we're writing her off. Bipolar. She'll come down. She'll be fine. She'll come back. But mom still, she's like, no. So case goes cold. But there's police officers over in Council Bluffs that go, there's something to this that we're missing. And so they each took, and the names of the officers, hold on, give me a second, are Ryan Avis and Jim Doty.
Mm-hmm.
And they start looking into it, and they each take a side. And mom says Carrie's missing, could be dead. But then here is Carrie stalking. So one says, I'm going to prove that Carrie is alive and still doing all the stalking. The other one's going to prove, or they're taking two stances.
Right.
I'm going to take mom's side and go, maybe she is dead. Maybe she is, something happened. And as they go through back in the facts, because now they're looking at it with a different eye, right? They're going, what the fuck?
Right.
Is she still alive? Nobody's seen her. What's going on? I mean, her car has been recovered. They even searched her car. They couldn't find any blood evidence at the time. They did find a fingerprint on a mint
Mint container.
A mint container.
But they also said
they found the car was
even her just
Dave was
using it.
Yeah.
Dave was driving home one day, and he drove down a street, and he ended up coming across Carrie's Explorer.
Yeah.
And he remembered it was her car because he worked on it from the shop.
Mm-hmm.
So he called police, let them know, hey,
I found it.
I found the car. Here's the car, but they didn't really think of looking in. I mean, they searched it. They did some fingerprints here and there. And the only fingerprint they were able to find was on this mint container. Yes. Now, for all of you listening, remember this key part. That container had a fingerprint that had no match to anything in their data system.
Nothing.
So nothing whatsoever.
Super weird. What?
Right.
Yeah.
Wasn't Carrie's. They didn't know. They ran it through whatever it is. And they couldn't find anything. So it went cold. They gave the car back. The family even sold the car, to be fair. Wow. Max's car at one point had been vandalized, which was kind of crazy. And yeah, and they were like, what is going on here? So these two detectives go, we're going to take a look at it. We're going to both take a different stance. We think there's something here. Obviously, it's gone cold, but we've got to get some answers. So I believe it was... So Avis was working on the assumption she was alive. Doty was working on the assumption that she was dead. And as they go through everything, unequivocally, they go, I don't think she's alive. So now they have to take a different look. And they're like, why? Who? This doesn't make sense. What is going on here? Right? So they actually go to... her mom and say, I think you're right. There is something amiss here. We're gonna delve into this.
I'm sorry.
Which she was like, finally. She was like, finally, you're actually listening to me. She just knew she was gone, right?
Because she also had a dream. Remember? I don't know if you remember,
she had a dream. Yeah,
that her husband came and said, she's with me. Don't worry, she's fine.
A dream.
So they start looking into everything, and everything starts. I guess, okay, I feel like I'm skipping over something, but I don't think I am.
I think we're skipping where she got shot.
Nope, not yet.
Not yet?
No, this happens later. So they're looking through all the evidence, and okay, I am not skipping anything. So they're looking through all the evidence, and everything's kind of pointing to Liz has something to do with this, but we don't know why. And every account looking into Liz prior was looking at her as a victim, but now we're thinking maybe she's not the victim, maybe she's the aggressor. So they had already had her phone records. She willingly said, "Here, take my phone," and they're finding that she has more to do with this than they realize. So they have a forensic a tech guy, and he goes back and he's tracing back all of the emails and the texts, and she was using a VPN, so it doesn't always go back to her. There was a VPN used, but there was quite a few texts and emails that went back to a VPN that traced back to Liz. So like, well, she has something to do with it, but what?
What?
And on that note,
No.
I think we need to take a shot.
Yes.
I think we have a
For our
video
listeners out
that's
there.
going to illustrate what the role, the guy's
You
role
are
is here.
kind of fading out a little bit.
For our listeners
Casey?
out there, grab your shot ready.
Oh, excuse me.
Bring it. Whoa, what's going on there?
Oh, the hiccup.
I didn't do that motion.
You're freezing a little bit there.
Yeah,
Casey.
Yep.
Yep.
There we go. These ones we didn't talk about and get rid of Amy's
There we go.
video.
There we go.
Get rid of a lot of things I have open here because we really only need the IT guys video and a couple articles.
Yes.
All right.
Liz, we're done with
And
He's a
cheers,
crazy bitch.
everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying this story. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
There we go. Cheers.
It's already down my mouth hole.
For a good time.
We're good. We're good.
Ugh.
We're good. We're good.
Right. Woo. All right. So let's check out this IT dude.
Yes.
This is about to tell me story. Wow.
And then and during this time, Dave started noticing little things with Liz. She started getting a little jealous because on little things where she would say, "Oh, are you going to go see Amy?" Or she would call him and say, "What did you do the night before?" Because he started backing away from her.
Right. I mean, and she always kind of was a little bit like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, at this point now, Amy's getting hate too because it's like, that's also another chick that you can go back to, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And so now she does a report on Amy, right? Where she puts a report against Amy for harassment.
Not quite yet.
Oh, okay.
We're almost there. But
oh, okay. I keep jumping back. I'm trying to go with my notes. I'm going, okay, where are we at now?
I know.
I keep going back and forth. Where are we at now?
Tough one, yeah. Yep. But it's worth it because the way it unfolds is the beauty of this horrific story.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's amazing. It really is. All right, here we go. I mean, first of all, 2 years. That is an obscene amount of time to be doing the same repetitive thing. Anything.
It was like 15,000 texts. The
insanity.
15,000.
The insanity.
It's like a full-time job, for fuck's sakes.
Yep. Well, this is the
out of control.
Yeah.
This is the IT that actually kind of puts everything together on the back end, right? Yeah. With the IP address.
He's good. Yes.
He's good. Whose that is? Take it away, Sam.
So this comes back to a home in Council Bluffs where Liz had been staying with her boyfriend. And turns out he worked for the sheriff department, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
And he was unsuspecting. They'd been together since the whole onslaught of everything. He had no idea that she was even liking Dave and, screwing him and whatever. He thought they were in a relationship, but it did come back to that place. So it all comes back to Liz. What?
Again?
Yeah, it's pretty insane. But at about this time, when they're suspecting Liz, you're right, Rose. She does go in to the police with a new suspect because she thinks, well, fuck, it can't be Carrie. I don't know if she thought, I don't know. It's got to be Amy. So, but yes, it does come back to here. If you want to keep playing more or whatever you'd like to do here.
No, I don't want to get copyright. I'm not sure if the stream down for a moment. Actually, I was just checking that.
Okay.
And that, I don't want to get.
Oh, my sister said, "Did you all block me from the stream?" I don't think we did. Maybe we did get a copyright.
I think we did. So
okay,
it's just sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, and it fucking sucks.
Yeah, and we don't know when or why. Sometimes,
guys.
Yeah, let us know. Are we back up? If not, I can fill some time here.
The stream unavailable on Roses Are Fucked.
Let's see.
You guys getting the same thing?
I don't.
I'm not getting anything on mine, but let me check.
The thumbnail's fine, but then when you hit it, the stream's unavailable.
Yeah. No, it's showing. It's showing we're live now.
Okay, good.
Yeah, mine's showing stream unavailable on my end.
Yeah.
Xansia said there was something that did come up on YouTube, but now I think we're good.
Okay. Mine's good. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, on mine is showing unavailable on my side.
It was showing that when I pulled it up, it was
okay. We're back up.
It was good. I was actually hearing myself in my ears. You're good. You're good. Dave says we're good. So again, police in May of 2015 talk to mom, say they believe her, and there's something to this. Now they start looking at Liz. They go into this, they find the IP address, and everything points back to Liz. So now they tell Dave, and they go, Liz goes into the police and says, maybe it's not Carrie. I think something happened, and I think it's Amy. Amy's got to be it. I think she's pretending to be Carrie. I think whatever, unprovoked, to be fair. And she just walks in and says, "I need to tell you something." Right? Police go to Dave and say, "I think Liz has something to do with this," and he's like, "Can't be. No, we're both getting texts at the same time. There's no way it could be fucking Liz." Right?
Right, because you can't send a text when you're
I mean, that's inconceivable.
Right.
To quote Princess Bride. It's inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
Yes. So in December of 2015, Liz walked into the police Potawatomi County Sheriff's Office and said she wanted to talk. She wanted to file harassment against actual Carrie at this point. I'm sorry. I think I had these switched around because and the police played dumb. And she said maybe not. Sorry. She didn't want to file it against Carrie, but she wanted the detective played dumb, but she wanted to actually file it against Amy because she now believed Carrie was Amy, right? And that.
Whoa! So now.
Yeah. So Liz is like, listen, I know I've been getting all these texts from Carrie, but now I think it's probably Amy because I think she wants Dave back.
Oh, that makes a ton of sense, right?
Right.
Yeah, of course. It's so desirable. After all these women are just like
Amy's baby mama, and they've got these kids and whatever. And honestly, I think something happened to Carrie, and I think it was Amy. And I think Amy's pretending to be Carrie and harassing me and Dave. Right? I think that's what she's saying.
Okay.
So they said, "Hey, can I get your phone?" And they had already gotten her phone, but she was like, "Yeah, it's fine. We can carry, take everything you want." So nothing to hide because whatever.
Yeah.
But what they had done is they downloaded things that had been deleted.
Oh, so they had the ability to go in and like take out things that she thought that maybe were deleted from existence.
Mhm.
And she covered her tracks.
They did find a photo of Carrie's car, the Explorer. Days before it, Carrie went missing, they had the photo of it. At this point, they said, we need this car back. It's been sold already, but the new owners were like, you can have it. That's fine.
I was like, you know what?
Go ahead.
Have it.
Have it back.
have
I don't
at it. So then they start looking through it, and what they had thought was just a juice stain from her kid. They pulled up all the fabric and found blood.
A big pile, not just
puddle
like
of
a
blood.
little,
What the?
big one.
Which,
Which
yeah, insane.
in your head you start going, how did you miss that? You're a
Well,
detective.
they even did the CSI shit where they put the stuff in there and they do the black light and they didn't find anything. So she, whoever it was, got it out of there enough to where it didn't show on the surface. But when they pulled it up, here we go. Now we have blood, and I believe they found it was Carrie's, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait a minute. So everything is like flipping. Everything is turning.
Yes.
Okay.
At this point, Dave's gun goes missing, and he's like, he reports it missing, whatever. Liz, at one point, she decides shit's going fucking crazy. I'm gonna go take a walk at Big Lake. It's a lake here in Council Bluffs. I'm gonna just go out it after dark and take a walk and collect my thoughts. And she calls in to the police after she's gone on this walk and says, I've been shot. It was by a woman. I didn't see her. Come help me. I'm bleeding. It's bad. It's soaking through my jeans. So do you have something?
Now we have
Yes.
Liz
I was gonna hold
that's
on.
still in the picture.
Yes.
Now Liz is still in the picture. We have the car that went missing. They found it. They were able to get one fingerprint off of it. They give it back to the family. The family sells the car because there's nothing really there.
Right.
The police say, you know what? We need the car back. We need to, can we get the car back? They were able to get the car back. Liz is still in the picture. Remember, Liz is still, she's filed harassment against Carrie and Amy.
Yes.
Because she thinks that, they're harassing her. Now you have Dave that's still being harassed by Carrie, and whoever he sees, they get harassed.
Yes.
So anybody he tries to bring into his life, they are getting harassed. And then there's a guy that Liz was seeing that's in the police department, right?
He lives with Liz.
Yeah. That's so Liz, I kind of feel like she has a little bit of an inside scoop, right? Of what's going on. Maybe. I don't know.
Liz knows way
we don't know.
more than we
Liz is
ever.
Yeah.
So then Liz decides to go for a walk.
Right.
Liz decides, and then Liz's house gets burnt down. Liz decides to go for a walk just to kind of get some fresh air. She needs her mind's going 20 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
Who one of us wouldn't go for a walk?
Well, I mean, this is years after her house was burned. I mean, we were 2 years past.
Yeah, but so much has happened is what you're saying.
So much has happened. She's like, fuck this. I'm going to go out. I'm going to clear my head. And then she gets shot.
What the fuck, man?
What in the actual fuck? So they go barge into Amy's house and say, hey, what the fuck? You just shot Liz. And she's like, I've been here all night. I'm in my jammies. My kids are in bed. I've got a new baby. Not with Dave, because he got his vasectomy. I mean, exactly. They feel at her car, and it's cold. So they're like, yeah, it probably wasn't you. We're not going to bring you in. So they cleared Amy. But as this happens, Dave goes, oh, shit. I think it is Liz.
What?
I think it is Liz. he's putting 2 and 2 together. My fucking gun's missing, and now she's shot. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Right? Like all these things are happening in sequential order.
Yes.
There's a total motive by someone to get her shot.
Yes.
She goes out, she's on her own, boom, now she's shot.
Yes.
So it makes sense, but who it could be?
Yeah, we don't know. She thinks it's Liz. She thinks it's Amy. Liz thinks it's Amy. God darn, our names are hard tonight.
Trust me. Same.
Again, it's like calling my kids by the different, not the right name.
This is why it's called a triangle.
That's right.
No, it is. So shortly after she's healing up, she goes into the office and goes, "I really do think it is Amy," and the police officer, he leans into it. He's like, right? They at this point they have come to the conclusion it's been Liz all along, but we have to tie her into it. We have to figure. We know this shit has happened, and we know that we think it's her, but there's nothing. Even though we have the IP addresses, there's nothing right now that says it really is. Did she hurt Carrie? Is it, what happened? We need to fucking put all these pieces together. So as she's talking to the police officer, the officer goes, he's going to lean into her delusion, right? He goes, well, if it's Amy, we need proof. I mean, if she's emailing you, get her to say details. And she's like, so you want me to engage? And he's like, well, I'm not telling you what to do, but if you could get the information, it would be greatly appreciated. Shortly after this conversation, she forwards an email from Amy to her, pretty much confessing to shooting her and killing Carrie. Do we have, I don't know. But it's not as detailed, right? It says, can I read this backwards? I even went out to
Carrie's place.
Got to Carrie's. I'm dyslexic, clothes. But I can't say it. Clothes. You got this better.
And things like.
And make it look like
she was away. Dave told me everything. Yes.
Got it. Wow. We should have had that written down frontwards, but
yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
I don't want to play any videos anymore because I don't want to.
Right. I am going to play something later from the news, but I think that's okay because it was the news, right? I don't know.
Oh, that's fine. No, that's fine. Yeah, it's probably just the Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix having a conniption.
Right. So she forwards this, and they go, it's not enough. And she goes, again, do you want me to press for more? And they're like, I don't want to put you in danger, but if you feel like, if this is something that you feel, and really they're playing to her vanity. She really kind of wants to tell what happened, right?
I think every criminal's dying to to say,
let me tell you what I got away with.
Yeah. Oh my God. Could you imagine getting away with everything, but not being able to tell anyone?
Right. I mean, just like the O.J. Simpson, if I did do it, right? What if I did?
Right.
So she's like, okay. So then she gets an email from Amy saying, yeah, I was the one that fucking shot you, and I fucking killed Carrie. I fucking cut or burned her body and put it in plastic bags, so nobody would fucking know, and I put it in a fucking trash can. And that wasn't quite enough, So they were like, oh, this is great, but if you could get her to say more. And again, she's like, fuck yeah, let me tell you what I fucking did. And then the pièce de resistance, she finally forwards an email saying, this is how it happened, step by step by step. But they arrest her, and they're going to go to trial, right?
Well, before they arrest her, order to catch her for her to go a little bit batshit
Oh,
crazy,
no, yeah, you're right. They put a tracker on her car, too.
On her car. They asked Dave to move into the house with Amy.
Yes.
to protect her and the kids. And Liz goes batshit crazy
She
about
calls
that.
the cops and goes, I don't understand. She fucking murdered Carrie. She shot me and she gets to be with Dave and she's like bawling. Like, and they're like,
Yeah.
But this she was driving around Amy's house like daily
Mm-hmm.
before they nudged him to move in daily. Like, and they're like, what the fuck? This could be bad. And thank goodness he did move, and they were watching because, she could have hurt the
Now,
kids.
mind you, the mom's still the mom's still on the side. They can't tell her anything yet because they're still going off of suspicions. They're still going off of, what they're what kind of they're investigating, but they still don't have the actual evidence yet, right? And now it's just mind blowing on how crazy this lady was obsessed over a guy that she just met.
I mean, they literally, before he met Carrie, dated casual dated 4 months, right?
Yeah.
4 months. But he was the one, right? She didn't.
But look at her.
She didn't want somebody like Dave. She wanted Dave.
Only Dave.
Yeah.
Dave and only Dave.
My
Well,
God.
but look at her. Look at Liz. Liz is the picture. She's the one with the glasses to the far right. And then you have that's Liz, and then you have Carrie, which is in the middle, and there's Dave.
Who would you
Look
choose?
at how beautiful.
No,
probably the
Carrie's gorgeous.
Programmer.
Yeah, she's smart, she's beautiful, she's the whole package. She really is an equal. Matching, intelligence and whatever. She just, it's pretty fucking insane. So they go to
when this.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just in awe. Usually, I have much more to say about cases and stuff, but but this is like really hard to process. It was hard for me to understand everything that was going on. I had to watch it kind of again, like talk to my wife about it as well, because it was like really, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's a complicated weave.
It is a tangled web, right? It really is.
It is.
It is a very tangled web. There's so many facets to. It's insane.
It's so crazy. It's crazy. So now he's moved in with Amy. And Liz goes batshit crazy. They have a tracker on her. And she goes nuts. She's just like, why? How come? And then I think do they go? I'm trying to remember when they go back and they start looking at
the SD card from Dave.
Right.
Yes.
So not yet. So they do pull her in an arrest store. And they're like, we think it's you that did this. She's like, nope, never met her, don't know, blah blah blah. She's and the person who is interrogating or interviewing her goes, you can play this two ways. You can be a stone cold fucking killer, or you can be empathetic here. You can be remorseful, or you can be who you're being right now. She's like, nope, I don't know why, blah blah. She denied. But they do arrest her, and it goes to trial.
Wow.
At this point, the prosecuting attorney goes, I've got all this evidence, but I don't have a body. I don't have evidence that she is actually dead, but we know she is, right? And I'll put this up in a second. So evidence of a body has not been found. They're going to trial. The prosecuting attorney, James Martin Davis, fun fact, been in his office. He is in Omaha. He's
his best friend.
My past life. In Omaha, he is very well known, renowned for defending people like this. He has defended many criminal and help them get off or help them whatever. But so he gets they go to trial, and hold on, I don't know what I did my screen here. So they go to trial, and her defense attorney waives the right to a jury trial and goes with a judge only. The reason for that is because he wanted to get it done quickly before they actually found the body.
Wow.
I do have something to share on this. This is him speaking about it. Pretty sure we can play this because it was from the news, but let me share this.
Oh, yeah.
Huge flaws in the case against Liz Collier.
Not only was there no body, there was no crime scene, there was no murder weapon, there was no proof that she even died. We waived the jury trial and to move it up so I could try this case, hopefully before they'd find a body.
Okay, to me, that says everything, right? I got to get this done before they actually find the body because I believe this bitch is fucking guilty, right?
Hell yeah.
Now, did they find the body?
No. However, they did go back to Dave and said, "Is there anything that you can remember that you haven't turned in? We've talked to you. I mean, you've been very cooperative." And he goes, "You know what? I do have this old iPad or whatever tablet that I had. It's in storage. I'm gonna go grab it. I know that Liz would have had some access to it because I had it when we were together." And they get it, and there's this SD card, and it was from what they figured out is her phone, or something, and she had placed it in there, and everything was deleted. For all intents and purposes, it was deleted. There was nothing there. She thought, but that Kava could because he's such a good tech guy, he went back and found all of the deleted shit. So they found deleted selfies of her. They found more pictures of. They found the picture of her bound up and tied in the trunk on her own fucking phone. They also found a picture of a foot decaying. And this was...
And they couldn't make out this picture, right? For a long time. They didn't know what it was.
Well, he was looking at it and he goes, I don't know why this is sticking out to me. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to figure this out. And when it came up, it was a foot decaying, but it had a tattoo on it. And
Yep.
let me be Bert Kreischer, the tattoo. The tattoo matched Carrie Farver's tattoo on her foot. It was a Japanese symbol for mother,
which is sad, extremely sad.
Because she was very proud to be a mother,
and she loved her own mom. Yeah,
yeah. She prayed like being a good mom to her son, a good role model that was taken way too quickly from her.
We're just dating a guy. We're just dating a guy that happened to, meet the craziest bitch in the entire world. The diabolical, craziest hoe ever. In the history of hoes.
The history of hoes.
I mean,
I don't know if she qualifies as a hoe, though.
For not having the substance that Dave was craving. She sure fucking played the long game on this.
I think she has plenty of substance, and she's proved that she's willing to play the longest game. My God.
Kind of going back. So, Rose, why don't you kind of tell us Liz's backstory now?
Liz came from, so, we know that Dave came from a loving, good family, typical family that everybody, dreams or whatever with the back, with white picket fence, yada, 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 right? Liz came from a different background. She was 37 at the time she met Dave. She also had children. One that was actually give me 1 second here.
You got this.
Okay, so Liz came from a family that lost custody of her and her siblings, because the mom wasn't all there, and the dad was actually he was charged with decent liberty, which is that was what they had written down, which is another word for um, sexual activity,
with a minor.
stuff
Yeah.
with a minor, with a minor. So the dad was charged with that. Now,
Yikes.
yeah.
Fuck.
So she already came through a hard life. Now, the mom was working really, really hard to get custody back of her kids.
Oh, this is
And 2
heartbreaking.
weeks prior to her getting full custody of Liz when she was a child, um, she was in a car accident and ended up passing away in that car accident. Um, so that was very, very devastating for Liz. It really, because all her siblings and everybody, they didn't get adopted together. Normally they try to make sure all the children are adopted together in a family home. In this situation, her siblings and her were adopted away. They were separated, all of them. And
I had anything to-
What was
what's
that?
that?
I wonder if it had anything to do with it.
I mean,
Well,
Here, I don't know.
so the father ends up drinking his life away. He ends up passing away from being an alcoholic at that time. And so, of course, the siblings were not able to reunite after that. Liz ended up going a little bit downhill from there. She ends up getting married at a very young age. She had 2 children. Unfortunately, one of her children was killed by the hands of her ex-husband with shaken baby syndrome.
Oh, boy.
all
So,
by the age of what, 24?
New not a
yeah,
syndrome.
all the age of 24.
Shaken baby syndrome is not a syndrome. It means you're fucking that guy killed
Yeah.
killed
Yeah.
the kid.
No, I
you know?
mean,
Yeah.
and Liz at this time is 24 years old. She's only 24 years old. So, I mean,
Remember, she's gone through the ringer.
Let's stack
She's
that on top of her fucking situation,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. So she didn't have a stable home as, Dave had, or Amy,
even
or
Carrie,
Carrie.
yeah.
You know, they in and I mean, you're like at part of it, you kind of want to feel sad for her in the beginning because you're just like, wow, you went through all this. Like, I feel sorry. But then as more as you get into the story, you're like, damn, she's a crazy bitch. You're like, fuck, never mind.
Right? Like, so there's sympathy, but then there's there's sympathy in the beginning, or if you've learned the backstory, like Cruella DeVille, right? Cruella DeVille, you're just like, you see that character, you're like, wow, that bitch kills puppies, and then you find out, in this new movie that Emma Stone chick was in, it's like, well, she had a tough childhood, she probably fucking,
Well, I mean,
this happened to her, blah. So you kind of feel like, okay, I get it, both
kind of
sides.
like Gypsy Rose too. I mean, we can harken it back to that. I mean, was
Oh,
is it
yeah.
is it nature or nurture, right?
Both.
Right.
Exactly.
So then
Both.
Liz goes on to having another relationship. She ends up having another child. And this was, like I said, like Sam said, at the age of 24, she ends up moving on. But that didn't end up working out. She ends up getting a divorce, and that's when she meets Dave. So this is where we're at with Liz.
Yeah.
Right.
And you kind of start going, but I've always had a theory that just because your past or your parents were a certain way, it doesn't mean you need to be that certain way.
I agree wholeheartedly.
But how is she very smiley, very energetic, and full of life here, according to Dave? It's all an act, right?
It's a front. She was depressed. She
Let me fake it till I make it. Let me pretend I'm stable and have a good head on my shoulders, and then fuck you, dude. I'm gonna fuck your life up.
And this is what I meant earlier when they shared a passion for music. And now I'm wondering, knowing the story, did she ever feel this passion, or was she just trying to be whoever this guy was? You know what I mean? So she and Cooper shared passions for motorcycles, heavy metal, music, sci-fi movies, and bonded over each of them having a son and a daughter. So was it all bullshit too? Like, heavy metal, I like that, and then she like get home and like study heavy metal to be near
No,
this
I
guy.
don't think it was all bullshit. I think they did have a
so.
natural attraction. However, so he goes, I only want this. And she goes, yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm down. But in actual reality, she was like, nah, I kind of want more, and I feel a bigger connection, and you know what I mean.
The elephant in the room is that sex, mostly, generally, I'm not going to generalize women.
No, it's true.
I'm with two of them, but like once sex happens, they equate sex with
love.
And then some people take it farther than others, but that's undeniable that those feelings start to, unless you're, I think when you can dissociate and kind of be like, not in a bad way, like a sociopath, or just like, well, I'm just gonna fuck and I don't care, and never think of it, and like never associate it with love. But then most women we're gonna do that. Like once that happens, you're probably gonna
the
want more.
oxytocin, it's a chemical thing, right? The
Mhm.
oxytocin that you feel, and the chemical, that oxytocin creates that bond, and the more you have intimacy and sex, the more bond you feel. And let's be real, I mean, that is, even though there are, as a woman, you can just disassociate and just have sex and whatever. More often than not, a woman will fall in love quicker than a man, because men can just have sex. And I don't mean to generalize, but a man can have sex and just that's it. A woman, it is a little bit more
Involved.
intimate.
Yeah.
We carry our feelings more on our hearts. Women have a tendency to get attached more quickly than certain men.
If it's good, if the sex is good, because if it's not, you have also no problem going, fuck you, you're not good for me,
exactly,
and throwing you away. But if so let's be very clear,
it's true.
because you flip the table if it's not good.
Good sex creates the bond. It does. You have that moment. It's you're climaxing together. I mean,
that's hard to time. But
I'll be right back.
Okay, that's fine. Right, but in that respect, though, I mean, there is more emotion, and that is why things are a little bit cattywampus when it comes to
cattywampus.
I know it's it. I can say fuck and whatever, and I'm like, it's cattywampus. Yeah. But no, it is a little unequal in that respect, right? Right. Men have an easier time of fucking and leaving. Women, there are women that can, but it is a little bit harder to do that. I mean,
I think the term is catch feelings,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So when you catch feelings, I've seen guys catch hard feelings. I've caught hard feelings.
You can. I'm not saying that you can't, but it's a little, I think, because
more rare.
Maybe because of the anatomy of it, and if I'm allowing you inside of me.
Yes, of course. It's like it's a much different thing. It's an acceptance more than like giving.
Yeah.
It's the dawn of time. People have been talking about the phallic and
right.
And how best I think since we crawl out of it, we're always trying to get back in it.
Exactly.
But woman right here does not make my cattywampus very hard. This woman is not the definition of like, wow.
Okay, I know. Okay, so in him describing, oh, she's fucking gorgeous and she's hot, she's got a nice body, tattooed, and I'm like, what? I don't get it, because, but
must have been horny as fuck, just like cum brain, just like beautiful. Yeah, right.
You just let me come inside you. Okay, cool.
Oh God, what have I done? And she's insane. Fuck.
Now we have this whole fucking whatever. I don't get it. There's some pictures that she looks okay, and like some of the video footage of her interrogations or questioning with the police. I'm like, oh, I get it, and then I see her and I'm like, no, I don't fucking get it.
Yeah, she doesn't do it to me.
Nope.
Let's see if we can find one that I may. Let's see. Let's share this instead.
None of these.
This one. Not this one. That she was talking
like
about.
the one where she's like in her scrubs after she got shot. Not even the one where they're at the bar with the fucking. That's not even cute. I don't mean to.
She
I
was
don't.
not cute.
I don't mean to be. I don't mean to be a dick, but I don't see
Well,
it.
then then he said that she had really big hoo-has.
And I don't see that either.
Earlier you said something about a hoo-ha going inside of
tatas.
I mean, tatas.
Okay, fuck.
If she had a really big hoo-ha, he's like a hot dog on a fucking
I'm out of
alleyway.
here. I need a little bit tighter hoo-ha to stick around. But this one right here, this one where she's like this right here. I don't know, you can't see it. This one. Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
no, I mean,
oxytocin.
you know what's fucking bad? So the chick
Fuck
that
up.
introduced Dave and I, this chick, Liz, really reminds me of, and that's bad. We're not friends now.
Right.
It's fine.
Okay. Looks rough as fuck here. This might be the best one.
Yeah, that one's not
right?
bad. Honestly, the videos of her, again, when they were interviewing her in the
10 different people.
Do you happen to have the foot of the tattoo?
When I wake up after a bender.
Oh my god.
When I wake up after a bender, I'm like, oh fuck, I need chapstick and water and
Now, mind you, for everybody who's listening, please go do your own research. Don't take our word for everything we said. Please make sure you go. You know, this is a very interesting story, and there's a lot of documentaries. This is, you know, our opinions are what we're seeing and what we've come up with.
Yeah, these are our jokes. We don't, would roast you on your own dime.
Yes.
You know, because that face, man, I wouldn't
It's
fuck her with
face.
Dick. I wouldn't fuck her with Dave's dick.
You just gotta bend her over. You wouldn't see it.
Not even if I had a dog, I wouldn't even make sure my dog would do it.
Oh my god. Poor woman's in jail, Rose.
I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying.
Look at this. See what I'm saying? She's 10 different people.
She is.
She has no boobs.
I don't understand the big tits thing. I mean, maybe okay, you guys can't see me, but the one where they're in the togas, she looks like she has a little bit bigger tits there.
No, dude.
Not really.
No.
Okay.
Like
That's a lie.
She was big ones, heavies. She didn't have
She
heavy.
doesn't have sloppers.
And they said that she had she didn't look petite either.
Yeah, what's up with her sweater cows? I want to see more.
With her sweater cows.
Okay, he said that she had a big booty.
Nope.
Big. I don't see
not
any
even
of it.
there. She looks 10 years older than he does too, and she's only 2 years older than him. Yeah.
What a weird.
Yeah.
Oh god. What a weird fucking. And again, she's 10 different people.
Am I gonna get flagged for typing in Carrie Farver's foot pic?
Not the foot pic that you guys think it is.
I'm not trying to do an OnlyFans here. I'm just.
I did it. I did that, by the way. That foot pic. So fucked up. I'm sorry, Carrie.
Sorry.
You don't have anything to do with this, love.
RIP, and you're. I'm just saying.
Who's
Google
this?
Google the foot
I'm
pic.
trying to, and it's not pulling up.
I don't think we can do that, guys.
Who would you? The audience.
Who would you shoot?
No, obviously Carrie, and I get why she was so fucking jelly of her. I mean, if I was Liz, I'd be like, motherfucker, that bitch is fucking hot.
She's hot. She's smart.
She's got the riz, as the kids say.
She's rizzy. Yeah, she's respected. Yeah.
I mean, she was everything that Dave wanted, and had she not have met an untimely demise, they probably would have fucking lived happily ever after. I feel like Carrie would have been the one to turn Dave into be like, we're gonna have a long-term relationship. He may not have married her, but they were gonna do it. You know what I mean? Not do it, but they were gonna be long-term partners. Yes.
And so, and our condolences out to the family.
No, I feel horrible. I mean, for Max. I mean, when he asked his mom, what he thought it was his mom, to answer those questions, all she did was, Liz did was go to Carrie's Facebook and go, I've answered enough questions. I've proven who I am. I don't need to fucking answer any more questions. And that's fucking bullshit. And honestly, to lead on that child is, I think, unforgivable. You know what I mean? That poor kid.
Absolutely.
So just to piggyback off what you were saying before you switch gears, life after Carrie Farver. So in the wake of this tragedy, Carrie Farver's son Max was left without his mother.
Yeah.
He continued to live with his grandmother Nancy. Despite the immense loss, Max persevered and built a life of his own, and he pursued an education and achieved a bachelor's in science and software engineering, like oh my god, and data science in December 2021. And Max and Nancy remained in the same house where they had once lived with Carrie, which is rough.
I couldn't do that. I mean,
Carrie Farver,
heart goes out to them.
Back lives on, but imagine this, man. This is just so fucked up because she had nothing to do with any of this. She was just a cool chick. God.
Yeah,
and nothing with
that fucking
a 10-second encounter. Now, can you imagine? Okay, imagine this: you go to a grocery store and you walk by somebody, and that's your faith right there, because that guy's or that guy, the girl, whoever it is, that's it, done. There's your life.
Yeah, I mean,
that's your life. All right, you're done. It makes you think any interaction that we have anywhere could be the end of your life.
It could.
Just anywhere. Think it. You have to stay fucking vigilant. You really do.
So, AC, as we retold this story, and as you've watched through the documentaries and the podcast and whatever, what are your thoughts on all of this?
This is one of the deepest, most, and I like this stuff. And I got a little overwhelmed. There's a lot, and it was so chronological. Like, sometimes we had to stop ourselves from going too far forward because it doesn't make sense if you just say it, the whole thing. Blah, blah, you just can't like regurgitate quickly. Think about it methodically and put it together. I loved it because it was something that I had to. It was something that I had to think about, right? It was more of a thinker than just like, wow, that's fucked up. Usually that's, what we say about things. Wow, that's horrible. Let's get into the details. But this was a chronological, like a melting down of a person, right? And then you realize how diabolical, I used that word earlier.
No, it's true though. Yeah.
People, when I use diabolical, that's not a term I use often. When you're diabolical, that means I will see you in 10 years. And in 10 years, you will see the full wrath of my hate. You know what I mean? Like, I'm willing to fucking wait it out. I'll wait you out, and most people don't have that kind of stomach, let alone to be able to kill someone or to wait something out that long and be someone else for that long. Like, I couldn't imagine having to act my way through the rest of my life like I hadn't done.
I'd be sick every day. It's just not who I am. And what if
we gotten Dave? What if she would have gotten Dave? What if everything, like, she just would have been the sociopath that would have just disconnected and just gotten away with everything and like, haha, everything's fine. Like,
dude,
what did she think was going to happen after this? Is my question.
I don't know. I mean, she would have gotten Dave and been happy, but as far as
really,
maybe,
crazy,
maybe. But I think had she gotten Dave, that motherfucker would have been unsuspecting and she would have fucking killed him too, because she'd be like, if I can't have all of you, meaning no one will, because I have to share you with your ex only
and your kids.
And your kids. She probably would have fucking killed the kids.
She killed her own dogs
and snakes and rabbits and cats. I think
she killed her own dogs. That eluded me for a moment until I put it all together. And you asked me what I thought about this. That's why I didn't even register that until much later. I was like, she killed her own fucking dogs. Like, she set her own shit on fire. This is insane.
It's mind blowing, but I honestly think she would have never been happy. She would have never been happy because regardless of what Dave would have done, it would never be enough for her. Ever. He would have looked at just by the corner of an eye, I mean, guys do it, girls do it. We look and we're like, oh, that girl's pretty. Oh, that guy's kind of cute. We all do it, Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Sure.
I have not looking, okay, but looking.
Sure. Or you look at a girl and you're like, you tell your wife or your significant other, and you're like, oh, you know what? That outfit's kind of cute. She would have fucking killed that person just because that outfit's cute. Those shoes are cute. That, that purse is cute. Well, her nails look good.
You're Latina. You know what's going on, right? Like, if I would do that, like, my wife would be like, why don't you go fucking, if she catches that, that's kind of like, why don't you go fucking talk to her? You like her?
Right.
You like her? Go fucking talk to them.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna admit I am a very jealous person. I'm gonna admit that now.
¿Te gusta?
Yeah,
¿Te
I'd
gusta?
be like,
Yeah. Ve para
you like
allá.
her? All right,
We'll marry
well,
her. Hey, and she'll call her, hey, you, ho, talk to my man. He likes
be
you.
like,
Like,
excuse me,
talk about
who
great.
wants? I so would too.
So, real quick, can we? I'm going to play the verdict when
Yeah.
she
Okay.
was found guilty. I find what the judge says very interesting, only because he starts it off and you're like, oh, I think it's going one way, but then he goes, he actually 180s and is like, here's what's going on. So this is the news story from our ABC affiliate. But I just think this is very, I think, poignant, if I might say. Give me just one moment.
If I
If I may say, poignant.
Sam, are you a very jealous person? I mean,
No.
are you jealous?
No.
Do you get jealous at all whatsoever?
No, I'm not jealous. There's been maybe 2 occasions in Dave's and my whole relationship that I'm not a jealous person. I'm like, you're either with me or you're not, and I'll know if you're not. I'm not a jealous person. I'm not. That's just not who I am.
Or I've been very jealous and I've lost people for being that. And when you grow up, you realize what it takes to have a healthy relationship. But some of it is like allowing them to do whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
But I don't know if it's a land thing either. Because I know for me, I know personally, yes, I do get. But I'm not a person that's like, I'll say it, I'll give little remarks, but behind closed doors, watch yourself because I'm gonna come for you.
Well, here's the
in a
thing.
different way.
I know. Okay.
That's just
Let's
me.
just
That's
take me
just
and Dave. I know he loves me. I know, not even that. I know he's never going to find anybody better than me.
Wow.
It's true.
It's facts.
No,
it's facts.
Wow.
And I know that I'm confident in our relationship that I'm like, nope, we're good because we complement each other that well. I mean, maybe that's being too confident, but I am. But
Yeah.
I've never questioned that. I'm not jealous. There's been like 2 occasions where I may have had a little bit too much to drink and I'm like, you were paying too much attention to her. But he's like, no.
I hate that. I hate, dude. I was like, what? Oh, you like? Why don't you let's like?
But
oh,
I'm
really?
not usually that way. I mean, it's literally happened twice in our whole fucking 8 years of being together. So
you're in our house. Like, what was it? Just to look at the husband the whole time? I've gotten
no, it's happened twice in our whole relationship, and we talked it through and we're fine. But I've never been that jealous type. I am like, and I guess maybe it was. I could be jealous, but I'm either confident enough, or you're either going to be with me or you're not, and I'm going to deal with it or not. You know what I mean? In past relationships, I'm just not a jealous person.
Yeah.
Now, AC, how about you? Are you a jealous person?
I would not.
You used to be?
I
used to be, absolutely. I used to be very, very, very jealous, and I've lost people over it. And then I realized when I grew up, seriously,
mind you, that was 2 months ago. No, I'm just kidding.
Weeks ago is when I finally got my shit together. But you realize that women hate like that level of jealousy to a certain extent, because it's nice to feel wanted. It's nice to say like, hey, don't go too far, come back early from the girls' night or whatever. That's different than like being outside the club, and being like, where the fuck are you? What the fuck are you fucking wearing that? That's very, very like, people will just leave you. Women have no time for that, especially the good ones. If you want to be in that perpetual drama, go for it. But the good ones will be like, look, our time is sacred when we're together, but like also I need to do this. When you start digesting that and realizing that if they're going to leave, they're going to leave you anyway without any input that you can give, then that confidence starts to swell in you. And you're like, kind of like what you have, Sam. And you're like, I know that she can't find anybody better. In fact, like the other it was last year, she goes, I want to go to Nashville. It's my best friend's 40th. I'm like, fuck yeah. You need money? There's 2 things I could have gone 2 ways with that. What the fuck? You want to go where without me? For what? To fuck other dudes? Or I could have said, how can I facilitate that, my love? And for her, that was like, wow, no one's ever talked to me like that before, because everybody's a jealous idiot, and now I have the best husband in the world, and it just it gives me so much credit, you know.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it gives me like brownie points with it. It's not that I really do feel that way. I'm like, if you find a guy in Nashville and you trick him into all the shit we got going on here, and you want to really completely change your life and like just move to Nashville because you met a guy, go for it. Wow, that's great. And then I can figure out what I'm going to do. But once you get to that level of confidence, that's kind of what, and it's not like I'm saying every woman's going to leave you, like, but you have to give that leeway. If they're going to leave, you have to be confident enough they're going to leave, you know, and start over. You can't care that much because they'll think you're a pussy, they'll walk all over you, and then it's a whole new set of problems.
Well, I've dated people where, so I was going to go out for a girls' night, and the guy goes, or my friend was, oh, this person's going to meet me there, and he goes, she said they're going to meet you here, and there's going to be another boy there, not me. And I was like, I don't fucking care. Come with. I don't fucking care. The dude fucking came with me to the club, stood right by the fucking dance floor, and sulked all fucking night. That's not attractive.
No way. And how are you going to treat that? He doesn't trust you. There can't
you don't fucking trust me.
Love. Horrible foundation. You're embarrassing me. You're not the person I want.
And then they're like, oh, it's not that I don't trust you. I don't trust your friends. Fuck off. I'm the person that you need to fucking trust.
Bullshit. Situation as a guy, I'd be like, what kind of, okay, let me ask some basic questions so I can feel good. What's the situation? Like, are you going to be in the streets of New Orleans by yourself at 3 a.m? I would not want you to do that. That's crazy. Like all girls, you know what I'm saying?
You want to be safe.
But be safe, but I don't give a fuck what you're doing.
Right. But if I,
and that's the hottest thing a girl can get is like validation from their man. It's the hottest thing.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not a jealous person. I'm pretty confident in our relationship, but it is what it is. Rose, what about you?
Yeah. If you can find another guy, go for it. I'll pack your shit. Rose?
I am very jealous, but I am a very quiet jealous, I guess you'd say. Like I'm one of those people like
passive aggressive.
And yeah, one of those people like, okay, there's a door. Let me fucking make it bigger for you to get the fuck shit out. You know what I mean? Like I'm one of those people like, did you not fit through that door? I'll make it bigger for you to keep going.
I think we need to
pack your shit.
Because now we're just talking shit. Right. So now we're going to get a shot in.
And then let me, I do kind of want to show that one last little clip, but I mean, we can be done after that. I think this is a fucking great story to go through. It's kind of crazy that it was here because I didn't fucking realize it.
I couldn't have asked for a better co-host on this fucking story because this fucking story was mind-blowing.
Honestly,
I had to watch that 3 times, mind you. That whole Netflix story, I had to watch it 3 times.
My sister's a very jelly person. She's very jealous. No, I need you and AC and Rose to come. I didn't mean to make the balloons. I'm so sorry. You got it.
We're the ones that like trying every week.
I do all the
fight
things.
With the fucking camera.
No, you got to hold it still. There you go.
Look, I get shit.
I was making hearts to your little the other night.
Oh yeah.
That should be a thing. So no, I need you, AC and you, Rose, to come to Omaha and let us show you how Omaha actually is. I'd love for that to happen.
I will fly there on a Friday.
You should.
Saturday and fly back on a Saturday. I'll do it.
I mean,
don't.
Flights are cheap. We'll do it in the summer when it's not so fucking cold here. So
see, we don't get snow, so when there's snow, we're like, oh my god.
Come here in the summer. Don't come here in the summer. We'll go there.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers, everyone.
Where were we? Where were those fucking? So anyway, I'm jealous as fuck. I let him know passive aggressively.
Yeah.
But I'm not a type of person like if he says, but see, my husband knows. I mean, we've been together for 18 years, so he knows. He knows very well, and like I know for a fact he's not going to get anything better than me because
see,
I'm a package deal. You know.
There you go.
But at the same time, because of my past and my past relationship with my ex-husband, it brings a lot up that kind of triggers things where I'm just like, you know, not. I know my husband is a very good person. He's always there for me. But there's things that because of my past, I will think of things that I'm like, oh wait, is that's gonna happen? Is that you know what I mean? But it's because it's been 9 years of my ex-husband that
But you've
I
been
was
together 18 with your current.
Are you going
right?
together with him twice as long as the other guy?
Yeah,
So
you
like,
have to
this
know
is
that.
this is
Yeah.
normal.
it's just I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm screwed up in the head.
Therapy.
I mean,
I'm
that's
screwed
fair.
up in
We're
the
all
head.
fucking screwed up in the head. Let's be real.
I'm fucked. I'm totally fucked. Totally fucked.
Screwed
Now I
up
was
in the head, you
oh,
know.
cool and mellow. I'm like, you want to go to it? Go
By the
for
way, for everybody listening, we will have one more show next Friday, and then we will be live broadcasting in Vegas,
Whoop, whoop.
all three of us together. And also joining us as a guest is Dave.
Yay.
Will be with us, which is Sam's beautiful partner.
Beautiful
He will be with us. He is amazing. He's amazing
What
to her.
are his pronouns?
Oh, well. Not like that. Never mind. I'm just-
Partner.
Never mind. I'm just gonna sit back and drink.
Partner podcast. Today.
Whatever. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm so excited.
Get-
Vegas, 2 weeks. We're
2
gonna get
weeks from now.
Yeah, we're going to
We
be
so
broadcasting,
are.
from the street, but also from like, whatever
Circa
room
or
we're in.
win or whatever.
And the win.
Yeah.
We're in
all of
Vegas
it.
that weekend. Let's turn up.
Yeah.
And we are so excited. We've got everything together. Things are this is gonna be great.
Oh,
This
Things
is
are
gonna be
happening.
great. And this is all put together in a month. We said a month ago, we're like, I can't believe it's here. A month ago, we said, hey, I'm going to Vegas. Are you guys free? And here we are. We're all going to Vegas.
Because we're all adults, we can make it happen. We have credit cards and
We're big kids now.
we're big
So
kids.
at work, we were doing a would you rather and going around, and one of the questions was would you rather be a kid the rest of your life or an adult? And I'm like, I have to be an adult. I need to do. I don't want to be taken care of. I want to fucking do what I fucking want. You know what I mean?
Nobody drugs as a kid. Nobody will sell me drugs.
I can't fucking do drugs as a kid.
I can't get into a strip club. I can't get the hookers.
No,
Like this
I
is.
mean, obviously I'd fucking take an adult. I'd take an adult.
I cannot wait. I just want to be able to wear a pair of tennis shoes in Vegas and run around like crazy.
We're actually running.
With microphones.
That's a lot of exercise. I don't fucking
Well,
want that.
I was thinking we could go to Fremont and actually interview people.
Oh, yes, we should. Oh.
Last time I went to Fremont, I was 17 years old.
Oh, Jesus. You'll love it.
That was the last time I went to Fremont.
There's a nun that has big.
We went to Fremont.
When Pawn Shop
Yeah.
store came, you know how they did their whole little series. That was the last time I went to Fremont, and then I went to that haunted museum with
Baggins.
Oh, I want to go there. I have not been there yet.
Awesome.
I couldn't get. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I bought tickets. I got to the door. I swear to you, feeling I got, the feeling I got was so creepy.
Oh, you're such an empath.
He has the Annabelle doll in there.
I am. I couldn't go. Well, he also has the Raggedy Ann doll too.
I want to do that.
And he's got Marilyn Manson's teeth.
What's
Marilyn Manson's teeth?
Or no, what's that other one? Charlie Manson. Yeah.
Okay. I was like,
he's got the van.
I think he's still alive.
He had the van. He's got the van. He's got he's got a couple of the what was the gentleman from Indiana, the killer? What was his name?
BTK?
No, they did a documentary on him. What the hell was his name? He was from Indiana.
I got you. One more share screen so we can see so people can know what the fuck we're talking about.
Bundy?
Ted Bundy. Yes. He's got Ted Bundy's. I guess he had a rosary or something in prison, and he has that too. So there's, you know what? There's another museum I'd like to go visit too. I like to go visit where they have the actual the bricks from Chicago
The Mom
from
Museum.
the St. Valentine's Massacre.
Yeah,
We got
that's
the-
the
yeah,
Mom
Mom-
Museum, and it's amazing. Dave and I went there
Amazing.
last time we were there, and it's fucking awesome. I want to go back.
Awesome.
Is it?
Yes.
Do the whole tour, and then when you're done with the tour, you go to
The
the bottom,
speakeasy.
and there's like
Yes.
speakeasy prohibition. So I was thinking about going not to the museum,
Just the
but just taking you.
speakeasy? Yeah.
I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
Dude, we're gonna
Yep.
have so much fucking fun.
Ghost tour
Oh,
experience.
I want to do that.
For those brave who go
Dude.
completely and guide themselves through in total darkness in USA Today's #1 most haunted destination in America. Our late night flashlight ghost tour experience is the most ultimate test of the facing of your fears.
I want to do it.
Oh,
my God, I want to do it.
Can we do this?
hold my hand.
Hold my hand.
Back, yeah. So that's totally
Yes.
doable.
I do want
It's
to
cool.
do the speakeasy. We didn't stop at the speakeasy because we.
Oh, there it is. There's the fucking the bug, the beetle bug.
Oh yeah. Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
Let's check. So the speakeasy, the Mom Museum. So you need a real password. The Mom Museum here.
Nice. Yes.
Actual
Look at that
password.
bar.
I also have not been to the container park.
I'll take you guys.
Yeah.
No worries. Yep. I like that. Yeah, they do bathtub now. Drinks are like in fashion. So a little bathtub. Yep. And
Let me.
it looks like something that chicks just put under their cooter and like now you drink.
That's kind of.
Oh God, don't do that, because you know what? If I see one of those things, that's what I'm gonna think about.
She's
It
gonna
too.
puke.
Don't do that. Don't do that. It's like it's even white with green. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's what it looks like to me. Not like a little
It's
bit.
even white with green on it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
And it's white with a straw. So just suck up that tap water, boo boo.
I also
Don't do
want a
that.
good Bloody Mary when I'm down there or when I'm out there. So
You got that. And another thing, when you order an old fashioned here, it comes in a little book, like a book.
I love old fashions.
Yeah, a carved out book. It's
I
sweet.
love them.
It's sweet. So yeah, so that's the thing we're gonna do. But we have one more show till then, and then we're gonna make that one again.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I'm excited because I want to have. They're the only place that make a really good a Belvedere with soda, 3 limes,
I don't know what
and
that
you
is.
leave the carcass out. It is.
You leave the
Vegas
carcass
is
out?
the only place.
Give it to me in a
Yeah.
bath with a white.
A really good drink, Sam. So
But
good.
you leave the carcass out?
Yeah, it's a Belvedere soda with 3 limes juice, and you leave the carcass out, and it's a really good drink.
Take a look at that, Rose.
Oh God, don't do that, please don't do that, because I'm gonna
Dave-
start thinking really bad thoughts in my head. Don't-
Dave, do you? What's on
Oh,
top?
It feels like one of those little pee cups that you put on when the kids have to go pee. You know what I mean? When you're going camping and they can't go pee, and they have these little.
That's what I came up with. Yep, it's in my mind. Just fucking,
Not like I've ever gone camping, but that's what it just reminds me of.
it's called the cream pie bathtub, where release the cream pie in there, and
It's
now
like the fucking. Never mind.
serve it.
It's like, when the little girl cups they have when they have to go pee.
Yeah.
I just squat in the woods is what I do when I go camping. Fucking
Nope.
pop a squat.
Nope.
I've never gone camping, but if I ever would have gone, there was this little thing I looked into.
Take a little bathtub with you.
Just gonna pee a little fucking
Sweet.
thing.
Shiwi.
Look it up.
Southern Hub. It's a shiwi. So we have a lot of those little bathtubs with straws. Just don't
Chewy,
imagine
That's what I was thinking.
how that white liquid got in there. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Just drink it.
Oh, shit,
It's
it's
so
fine.
good.
It's like a shiwi. Okay, so they have these little things. I've seen them. Like I always told my husband, I'm like, one of these days we're gonna go
I
camping. He's like, you
fucking
won't be
need
able to
one
handle
right
it.
now for fucking sake.
You have to go glamping, not camping.
Yeah,
He
you
said-
don't want to.
He said these are little cup things that look like that, and
Yeah.
girls have it, and they put it.
Why-
They put
why?
it on, and they go pee, and they just.
Why don't you
So they
just
don't have
fucking
to squat.
squat in the fucking woods?
Yeah, come on. Think
I
about
started
that.
thinking, okay, so I started thinking, what if something flies up and goes up your butt or something?
No,
Like
it
a
doesn't
fucking-
happen. I've done it millions of times. When we camping as kids, you just fucking go fucking pop a squat in the fucking woods and you're good. You're good.
Look,
That's
I went into so in Mexico, I went into my grandma has her house, right? There's no bathrooms in her house. It's an outhouse. You have to walk down like a trail to go to the
whole
bathroom.
fucking ground.
Oh God, it was a whole thing, a whole scenario, right? So I was like, okay, I remember as a kid going down that trail and there was a fucking snake in that thing. No, no, no,
I've
no, no,
I've
no.
been brought up in the Midwest, and I'll just
There they are. See, look.
No,
That's what it looks like.
yeah, that's
You
the
see
shiwi. Yes,
The Southern Hubs is talking about. Yeah.
Lord in heaven. All right.
Hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name. This is what you put. What is the peak?
I don't need that. I just need to spread my legs out far enough so I don't pee on my pants.
Yeah, exactly.
fucking
I mean,
need that shit.
that's if you have a strong stream. You must have a very strong stream.
For $9.99, you can have your own
Shiwi.
silicone pee funnel.
Or for
Camping.
free, you can just squat in the fucking woods.
And wipe your fucking your
And if
total.
something goes
dry, it's
up,
fine. You can drip dry.
if something ever goes up, hey, you know what? It's not our problem. You got
Quick
something extra there.
Back to front or forward to back?
Front to back.
Front to back.
Or you drip dry.
Front to back
Yeah, front to back.
or drip dry.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it with a leaf or something like that? Like, no, because that could be fucking poison ivy, and now you're in a world of hurt.
Ouch and ouch. I mean, remember during COVID, we almost had to use leaves. Okay.
No, we didn't.
Remember, we ran out of toilet paper.
Oh, you might
We
have
had
in California, but we didn't here in Nebraska.
What's this?
Jesus.
Back
Now
then,
that
the duvets were really amazing.
Oh my god! Now that we're shopping, what's this all
Oh,
about,
what
ladies?
the fuck is that?
Come on, look at that! It's like an underwear, wearable urinal for men, portable male urine collection bag.
Jesus fuck!
You got to walk around with your urine in your pants.
You know what? I feel this would be
Fill a
good for those
bag
who are doing drug
on your leg.
testing. I feel these are for those who are doing the drug test.
Right.
Yeah, I can't even talk.
Silicone dick and give it to the doctor. You know?
And they do the Doug test.
The Doug test.
You're gonna have such a nice.
Words are hard.
Words are fucking hard. I get it all fucking day.
Look at that, guys! Multi-hole belt. Everything.
Oh,
4
my
6
God.
buckles.
Oh.
Up ventilation holes so you don't get down there. But thank you for allowing me to explore that. I'm gonna go look at Amazon.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you for listening. And if you didn't listen to the story, go back and listen to it. Give it a like, share a comment on it, and let us know if there's a story you'd like for us to, maybe look into a little bit more. Send us a message. You can find us either on Roses Are Red Podcast, AC, Midnight Media, Sam I Am. And please make sure you follow them. Sam has a show coming up next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
8 p.m. Central.
The Married Couple Podcast is back because last week we had Who's Coming With Me. This week they'll be coming back.
We're gonna do 10th unit trivia.
I can't wait. I love fucking trivia. I'm in.
We're gonna put 10th unit on our arm, and I'm gonna fucking win because I'm not a fucking bitch.
Can you imagine? You know what? Can you imagine taking that to Vegas?
Oh, we're gonna bring it. We'll bring it. We got 2 of them. I'm not a fucking bitch. I won that fucking episode the last time we fucking did it.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
A lot of things tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very complicated story. Our own relationships. Are we jealous? Catheters, external camping e-catchers. Amazing.
And we will see you guys, everybody, back next Friday at 7 p.m. 9 Central.
9%.
Yeah, back to Central. That's exactly what we're doing here.
Don't mind me now. We've had a lot to drink,
Yes.
and it's been wonderful. It's been great. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Please share, like, and follow, and subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it. Love y'all.